Hi guys, and welcome back from Carly at the Hook Nook for another crochet tutorial. Today we are going to be doing the St. Kitts and Nevis flag. Unfortunately, I must apologize for the quality of this video. They only asked me if I'd do the video yesterday, and today is the 16th, and the Independence Day for St. Kitts and Nevis is on Tuesday the 19th. One of my oldest, well, she's not the oldest friend, but long-time friends, is from St. Kitts and Nevis, and over the years I've made her a few things for the celebration day on the 19th, and this year she's asked for a scarf, and she has a friend who would like to make them for other friends, but she wants to make them into bookmarks. She does crochet, so she's asked if I do a quick video showing her how I actually do the flag with the diagonal line. Yes, diagonal line down the center. So again, I'm really sorry for the quality of this video. I was rushed, and my normal workspace is currently being used by Daddy's Tools, and that's where all my camera equipment is set up. So look, it is what it is. So for this particular flag, I need the green, the red, the yellow, the black, and some white for the stars, and I'm using my 3mm hook. You will also need a darning needle and scissors, but I didn't think that they needed any camera time at this point. So we're starting from the bottom left corner, or bottom right corner, sorry, upwards. So I'm going to be starting with my red. For this project, we will need to start with a magic ring, as it does neaten it up and make the corner more secure. So to do this, we are going to wrap our working end around our fingers and over our tail end. Then put your hook under that loop and pull your working yarn through and through that loop. Hold that securely and then chain one to secure that loop together. Now we are going to be working into that loop. We'll then pull the tail end to close it at the end. So chain one, and then into that loop we're going to work 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2 single crochets. Now pull your tail to tighten that up, and now we're going to be working back around. So chain 1, turn your work, and into the first do 2 single crochets, and into the second do 2 single crochets. Now we're only going to be increasing on the edge, on either edge of our work. So 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. Oh, sorry, I left my hole a little bit tight there. So 2 single crochets in each of those, and we've now increased our stitch count from 2 to 4. And that's row 2. So row 3, again, chain 1, turn your work, 2 single crochets in the first crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 2, and 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So now we've increased by 2 again, so we now have a stitch count of 6. Oh, if we can actually get that one in properly, bear with me. So now we have 6 on that. Chain 1, turn your work, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 4, 2, 3, and 4, and then in that last stitch 2 single crochets. So we've now increased our stitch count to 8, and you're going to continue this process all the way along until you have it as big as you want. I'm only making these big enough for the pockets, so I stopped at around 30, which was 15 rows. So into that last stitch with 2 single crochets. Now normally with a color change, I would advise finishing the last part of the stitch with your new color. I don't, however, do this on this project. I do just finish off with the color. So snip the yarn, chain 1, and pull that through to secure. And then with this flag, we're now moving on to the yellow strip. So on with our yellow yarn. To secure our yellow yarn, I'm going into that last stitch I did with the tail end, and I'm just going to do a slip knot at the back and pull that through to the front. Now I'm going to be working around those tails. You can obviously sew them in later, but I find this is the quickest and neatest way to do it. So I'm going to chain 1 and then straight back into that stitch with 2 single crochets. Then 1 single crochet in the next 28 stitches, and again, as with the red, 2 single crochets in the last stitch. I did 2 rows of the yellow with increases on either end, which increased the stitch count from 30 to 34. Then the same as with the red, snip your yarn, increase in the end, snip your yarn, chain 1 and pull it through to finish that yellow row. Next on ours is the black in the center, or horizontally as it were. So again, I'm just going to add my black, same as I did with my yellow. Again, working around my tails, chain 1 and 2 single crochets in where we just secured, and then 1 single crochet all the way down. Now I did want that row to be thicker, as it is thicker. Again, as I said, you can make this as big as you want. So I wanted to be about 6 rows. So I did 3 rows of increases. So I did 3 rows of increases with the black, and I now want to start squaring it off. So we're literally just going to repeat the process, but in reverse, doing decreases. So chain 1, then go into the first stitch, yarn over and pull through, into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3 to decrease. We're then going to single crochet into every stitch along until we come to the last 2. This is squaring it off, so that would be stitch 38 and 40. And again, we're going to go into the first one, yarn over, pull through, into the last one, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 on our hook. And then we're just going to keep repeating this process till we have another 3 rows, so 6 rows in total of the black, and again finish off exactly the same as we did with all the other colors. Now I'm going to show you in the yellow quickly just to give you an idea. So again, we attach our yellow, so it's just better to see, chain 1 into the first stitch, into the second stitch, and then chain through all 3 to reduce that, and we're just going to do another 2 rows of that yellow. We're going to continue this process with the last color, which in my case is the green. So rather than show you all that, I'll just show you the end bit. So I've now got 2 left, and to finish this off, we're going to chain 1, and then we are just going to reduce those last 2 to 1 to do our corner. So into the first, into the second, 3 on the hook, chain through and pull through all 3. And that's the final corner of our flag. So again, I'm just going to snip my yarn, chain 1 and pull through. And that is the flag completed. Of course, this in Kitts and Nevis, a flag does have the stars on it, so I'll show you how I do them quickly. I know they do look more like flowers at the moment, but I will be using some PVA glue water and pinning them down so the corners do point out. If my flag was bigger, I could make them bigger and they would look more like stars, but these are only dinky, so these ones will have to do. So with my white, I'm again going to make a magic ring. Again, because these are so small, this does help just tighten that hole. So chain 1 into our loop with a single crochet, then a double crochet. Now make it quite loose, and then chain 2, double crochet back into the loop, then single crochet, and that's our first tip. Then back in with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and then single crochet. And we're going to do this until we've got 5 points, but we'll stop on that last double crochet. Then pull our loop tight, last double crochet. So we've got 5 points, pull our loop tight, and we're just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that we did, and sew in our ends, and then sew this onto the black strip. As I said, I will be using a PVA glue mixture with water to tighten those ends, leave it to set overnight, and then attach them to the black section of the flag. Again, I'm sorry for the quality of the video and the fact that it was so rushed, but none of the situations were quite suitable for doing this, but I did promise that I'd get it out there. So if you did enjoy this video, found it useful, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below, and hopefully you'll join us back again for another hook and knot nook crochet tutorial. Bye!